Hey, what's up fam? Doing a weekend recap video. Gonna go through a whole bunch of items just really quickly. Hope everyone's trading safe out there. Not losing too much. If you've gone bear in here, you flip the charts upside down. Don't forget you can do that on TradingView. Grab any chart you want. Alt I, flip the chart upside down, and you're looking, if you're a bull, you're looking to play it the same way. You can change the colors of the candlesticks. Do it however you want. There's opportunity there. If you've gone cash, if you've been protective, good for you. If you were layering in, you're playing with fire because you know things could always go lower. Check out growth stocks. Check out what's happened with ARK. Continues to drop, right? You think it can't go any further, and here we are. Look at names like a portfolio name that I have, apps. Look at this, continues to drop. That's where you play with fire. That's where you have a lot of risk. Now, we're looking at charts from a technical analysis perspective, right? That's what we do here. We focus on the technicals and also the psychology of the market. Right now, the psychology of the market, everyone is bearish, everyone's calling bearish, so it gives me a pause to say, well, if everybody's looking this way, is the market about to look the other way? We have to consider that. You don't want to just bet on it, right? You just be like, hey, layering in, all of a sudden you capitulate, you sell the bottom because you take on a lot of risk when you do that. It's okay to understand, listen, everybody's looking bearish, maybe this is going to be wrong, the market's going to look the other way, as the market often likes to do. When everyone's looking too bullish, the market will flip back the other way. That's fine, be prepared, look the other way, but have a game plan. What is your game plan? Is it a scale in? Is it a cash? Let me wait and see. Is it okay to just miss the first move? If you miss the first move off of any stock that's coming off of the bottom, that is okay. If it's not okay, you're not in control of your emotions, you're struggling with FOMO, and as soon as the stock starts to run off of its bottom, you're going to freak out that you missed the bottom. Don't worry about catching that bottom. Once a bottom is in, there's going to be a pullback, and then we'll see if we could get that trend change. That's the main thing you need to focus on, that the bottom will be very hard to catch. When we do catch a bottom in growth stocks and things that are completely beat up, there's going to be opportunities to get in. Trying to get in off the bottom means you have so much FOMO and regret because you've lost some recently, you've given some back in this recent struggles, that you feel like you're going to immediately need to get in. And if you miss it, that you've blew it, that you missed your chance. That's not the way the market works. That's not the way stocks work. So don't act that way. There's always going to be an opportunity to buy in a little bit higher, to know you have some security under you. The market dynamics are shifting, and then you could trade with confidence. That's what I'd be doing and focusing right now, and that's currently what I am doing. If you came and watched my video that I did, my live video on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it was, I think it was Wednesday actually, I was not concerned, and I'm still not concerned, and I'm never going to be concerned. If the market drops, if it drops harder, we drop further down, I'm going to look at it as an opportunity, and that's what it should be. Only thing we're here to do in the market is make money. We're not here to be, hey, look what I called. I'm not here to come and repost a video or go show you a clip of a video I did 2 months ago, 3 months ago, a month ago, whatever, and say I called this. That's not my job. My job is to try and do the best as I can as a trader. I use technical analysis. I use varying aspects of different types of technical analysis methods like Elliott Wave. I'm not an Elliott Wave practitioner, but I'll use certain aspects of it because I am a trader. I trade. I don't need to be right. I don't need to draw the Elliott Wave pattern and believe we're going to go to 5,000 or we're going to go to 4,000. I'm going to look at these short-term windows that we have in the chart and try and do my best to predict what is the best opportunity for me here. What's the next trade here? That is going to make me money. Sometimes I'm going to take a trade that is going to lose me money, and my objective is to lose as least amount of money as possible. And I do that very well. I do that very, very well. Protect myself. And then when I do have a big runner, allow that runner to run and make some money. I'll give you an example. A recent loss I have. It is BitF. Now, I made some money on the stock in here. And then in here, I had money. I gave it back. I had money. I gave it back. I had money. I gave it back. I was watching thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to get this bullfight breakout. I'm going to go for a big run on this stock. And then it folded on me and it dropped. So this money in here, I profited a little bit of it since I gave back on this drop in here. But the moment I sold on this stop loss in here, people that were following me, they're like, oh, it's going back up, right? Because we got flushed. We hit that stop, actually, yeah, in here. We hit that stop in here. We dropped, and then we started to go back up, and people were like, oh, concerned that we sold the bottom. And that's why I put out that Dos Equis meme of, I don't always use stops. When I do, I sell the bottom. I was more, it's play on words. I was joking. Okay, I'm not too concerned. Let me see what happens now. I've been waiting on this. It's dropping. Market's not looking so. Let me see. And look what happened. It dropped significantly. Now I could buy it back lower if I want to. But guess what? I'm probably not going to. I'm probably going to buy bid F when it's trading up in this range, which means I had an opportunity to buy down here, but I didn't care. I didn't care that I need to buy lower, and now I'm buying back in higher when I had an opportunity to do that, because that's not important to me. What's important to me is that I feel confident that I know what's the next move, and that way I'm not taking a trade that's like a fart in the wind. Oh, let me throw some money in here and see what happens. No, I believe I can recognize what's happened now in the chart and then trade with confidence. That's all we need to do as traders, okay? Use certain aspects of trading, use certain aspects of psychology, use what works for you, the person, the individual that you are, and the trader that you want to be. I'm trying to teach people. It is not so important to worry about tops and bottoms. It is important to trade once you know what the market is doing and trade with confidence. The big money is made in trends. The big money is not made in scalps. It's just not. Okay? There's other people that do videos like I do that are just scalpers. Hey, that's not where the real money is made. The reality is it's not. It's way too hard. It's way too hard to beat the market over and over again. Scalp trading. Okay? What you need to do in the market is to ride big trends, make your big money during those trends, and then when there's no trends, you could still trade. Like, you're gonna win some, lose some, win some, lose some. It's gonna be a little bit frustrating, but you're staying active, because once in a while you're being active, boom, you're gonna catch that big breakout again. So our job right now is, again, not to call the top, not to call the bottom. It's to trade with confidence. And if you took a recent loss and it's trading lower and it starts to move back in higher, don't have FOMO that you missed it. Okay, the reason why you didn't buy back in when it was lower, giving myself a bid F, for example, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Let me see. I could have bought it on Friday, right? I could have been swinging it. Stopped out. I was using Canadian prices. I was using my Canadian account for this name, getting my Canadian cash into the market. You can see here, I have my stop loss under 9. I was going to use this 907 zone, continuously, because I just not quite sure. I wanted to hold in here. So if it's going to drop in here, let me just see. And then dropped, and here we are. Now it's at $8. So it's $1 cheaper, right? I have opportunity to put it back in. I just want to be patient. Maybe it's going to be a little bit lower. So listen, there is a lot happening. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, tapering, rates, Omicron, the next phase of the pandemic. There's so much stuff. And you're just this retail trader at home, right? Watching these videos, watching numerous amount of videos, getting so many opinions out there, logging into social media. Everyone's got, it's either crash or it's boom, right? You don't need to be either or. You need to be, okay, let me see, show me. And once you show me, then I can participate. The money's made in the big trends. We just made a lot of money. We just went on a huge run. Those chips at the center of the table? When there's food on the table we got to eat. When it's patio season. Remember I was talking about patio season? Guess what? This isn't patio season right now. This is not patio season. This is like the lockdown. You know what I mean? The lockdown that we had in the first phase of the pandemic. It's like, hey, what's happening here? We don't know, man. Are we all going to die from this virus? That's what it is right now. Everyone's freaked out. Don't. Chill. Relax. Take a breather. Okay? If we drop a little bit lower, or a lot more lower, the market's only down 4% off its highs. Okay? It's not that significant. It definitely is significant for growth stocks, because growth stocks were already dropping down. It's 5% off its highs. It's not that significant as of yet. We've had numerous 5% drops recently, and we've gone on big runs. If it's a big thing right now, it's because of what you're focusing on. It's because of what you didn't make recently on the huge run, and the market's disconnected. Not everybody's running together. Here, look at these 5% drops. Look at these moves we've had higher. We haven't had anything like that 10% drop last September, October in some time. Now, there's a couple of different things, and if you watched, I haven't been able to watch Sherv's video, but he just posted it, so I'm sure he's covered it. There's a couple of things like you see in the VIX. If we go look at the VIX over here, that this is the first time we're seeing a sustainable move to the upside. If you look at all these recent peaks, all these recent little fear sessions that we've had in the market, let's look at these really quickly. I'm not sure if he touched on it, but I'll touch on it. I touched it on FIT last week really quickly. If we look at this big impulse, right, big run on here on the VIX, we immediately died, immediately pulled back. What happened here? Again, we immediately pulled back, immediately. All right, look at these. You don't get any sustainable second day, third day. We don't get, if we use the ADMA as our trend, we don't hold the ADMA. We drop, we drop, we drop. Look at this, right? You can't hold it. Now for the first time, we popped. Okay, yeah, VIX dying. Here we go to the moon. Here we go again. Oh, wait a second. It's back up. ADMA is holding. Oh, wait a second. It's back up. It's still holding the ADMA. Of course, that's where the concern is, and that's why we're seeing big ranges, big moves in the market right now. If we look at ES, this is why you're seeing these big candles. Big candle down, big candle up. Bearish engulfing candlestick, follow through, big candle, still an inside bar, dark cloud cover the next day. Very strong, just like the pandemic when we crashed, the corona crash. Look at the size of the candles, right? Because the VIX was spiked, and the VIX is spiked right now, and that's why we're seeing some moves. VIX trading at what, 30.66. That's why we're seeing these big candles, not this little run. Back to my video on Wednesday. I am not overly concerned. There's caution, there's red flags that we need to be aware of, but it doesn't mean like, oh my God, I'm calling everybody, you gotta go all cash, you gotta get out, you gotta get all your positions. By the way, do whatever you want, right? It's like, and if you're telling people what to do, you shouldn't be doing that either, because you don't know anything, to be honest. Like, the person you're following and taking advice, they're still struggling with, hey, what's the next move? You know, all these experts on Twitter, YouTube, they're all like, okay, what is the next move? That's why I don't claim to be an expert. I'm just trying to be a participant in the market, because I know I'm a speckle in the trading universe. I'm a little dot. If you found me, you stumbled across that dot, right? The big dots, you know, the ones that you can see from a little bit far, they don't know shit either. They're winging it, and they're just trying to sell you some shit, right? They're trying to act like they know more than what they do. We are speckles. We are participants in the market, and we need to recognize that and participate when we could do it with confidence, because we could see what's happening in the market. We had confidence in here. We did not have confidence in here. We did not have confidence in here. We did not. This is confidence. That's where the big money is made. Big money is made, you know? Big money is made, okay? And when we do have huge drops in the market, that's where millionaires are made, okay? When you have massive drops in the market like this, more millionaires are made than anything like this, okay? Right? This is all like, oh, should I buy? Should I get back in? Should I buy higher? Oh my God, I stopped out. Here we go. We're trading higher. That's not, don't forget, we're participants. And let's participate with confidence. And when we don't have confidence, let's relax. Let's chill out. Doesn't mean don't trade tomorrow. Doesn't mean don't take that opportunity that's out there. But you know, it's not chips at the center table at the moment. It's not food on the table. It's not patio season. It's not all-in swing season. It's not that. It's, hey, let's trade. And that's all we are, right? We're traders trying to take advantage of some movements that are becoming available in the market. So listen, long story short, I'm going to be watching this zone in here. Can we get here? Okay, can we get here? If we're going to get down into the zone, very interested to watch the action at 44.30. We could be looking at something a little bit higher that holds, right? We could be saying that this move in here is the actual hold, because we came down, we made a new low, and we didn't get follow through, and we started to see you know, a decent bounce at the end of the day. But Friday, window dressing at the end of the day, I never want to trust it. Let's see the action tonight. We are in a falling channel. Once this falling channel breaks bull, I will believe 100% the bottom is in. That's what I was looking at coming into Friday. Let's fix that because it's not perfect. And off of that low down in here, that's what I was looking at Friday. If we could get a close over the golden pocket, platinum zone, I will feel comfortable that the bottom is in. If you look at what they did, they took us right up to the platinum zone, almost ticked it to a penny. Maybe it is a penny, slightly dropped, and then they dropped it down. Where did we drop down to? We dropped down to this golden pocket, which is coming off of this bottom in here on our last big impulsive move to the upside. So this potentially is an ABC correction that is coming to an end right now in this chippy. If not, I'm watching this lower trend line and I'm thinking down into the lower GP. Very similar action in NQ in terms of the daily chart. We can be coming down to this lower trend line, okay, this lower trend line, which would take us to the GP, which would be fine. And if we go look over on the indexes, the ETFs, you could look at QQQ and also say that we do have a channel in here that potentially could bring us down into this zone. So if we do see a little bit more downside this week early, I believe we're going to see a significant bounce. Now, the bounce that's going to come should be pretty good. It should be a nice payday. You and everybody around will believe bear trap, that's it, here we go, skyrocket, bulls are back, buy the dip, and you're gonna swing. And you're gonna feel confidence swinging because it's gonna look good and everything's gonna feel good and everyone's gonna be bullish. Caution. That's where you're gonna run into the big risk because you're gonna think you missed it. You missed the consolidation, you're okay, you're safe, and you're gonna go guns a-blazing, swinging on that first big bull day, and you might get whacked. That's the part where I would say, listen, don't forget, it's not swing season. If you catch something good during the day, you want to swing a position, sure. You go all in, playing with fire. Be confident. Anybody that was swinging on this day, what did I say? It's just an inside bar. It looks pretty bull, but it's just an inside bar. What do you do on this day? It looks great. It's just an inside bar. Chill out, okay? And then I'm talking about the big day. I'm talking about the big bounce day, not where the index, you know, the futures, ES, whatever, jumps. I'm looking for when everybody jumps together. These moves haven't been aligned. The market's been disconnected. We still don't have growth. I have some stocks in the 50K portfolio that haven't seen a green day in it seems like 2 months. Of course, we're at despair on those. When you're at despair, that's when people believe they'll never bounce. That's when the bounces come. I'm looking for that, the big bounce in the market where everything, all the algos turn on together. Then we could say, here we go. It looks like it, but be safe. Be sure. You don't need to be all in on that swing that day. There will be an opportunity for a 4-hour high low, a 4-hour bull flag. There's going to be opportunity. Don't get caught. Let me just quickly run through the rest of this. So if I look at the Dow, you know, the Dow's been weak. This looks very impulsive, right? We got our support coming in. Maybe we have a rising broadening wedge. So we can see if we're going to hold the zone. We got support coming up all the way down to this 33 zone. We've had numerous bounces from here. And if we look at the Russell, we know we had a fake out breakout, very impulsive move. I have to assume this is the end of the move. Like whether it's right now or it's going to be just one more push down. And then it's like you look at this and then we're starting to get strong, right? We're starting to get strong. So this should be the final shakeout, all the big volumes coming in. And then a bounce, right? Does the bounce mean new all-time high? Does it mean we're going to chop in here for quite some time to the rest of the year? Maybe we're not going to bounce till, you know, OPEC's behind us and then we get a true Santa Claus rally. We'll see, but we're coming into a buy zone in the Russell. The dollar, I don't know if you've been watching long enough, but I talked about this a very long time ago. I did this video about the dollar, how it always has these big spikes after the falling wedge, right? Falling wedge, spike, falling wedge, spike, falling wedge, spike, and here we are. And I was predicting a third one would happen. And here we go, right? We had a big run, falling wedge, spiked, falling wedge, spiked. So potentially we will see the dollar start, you know, maybe it's going to continue to go up and then, or this is going to be it here, right? So I'm looking at this move. Obviously, that lower trend line is holding. So continue to watch the dollar. If the dollar starts to cool off and come back down, then we could say, hey, maybe it's giving us a sign that the market's going to go back up. And looking at what's happened here on crypto on the weekend, Ethereum, by the way, guys, I'm not on a log chart. If you look at a log chart, turn it on, things could look a little bit different. So, you know, depending on your trading style and how you like the chart, these videos are not with the log on, but sometimes I'll turn it on and I'll talk about it. So we had a big flush in here, right? A big flush. This is a concern. So I talked about this Friday on a video at Fit that everyone's too bullish on cryptos. And again, when everything is too bullish or too bearish in one direction, expect the market to look the other way. And that's what happened in here when we double topped. Okay, we double topped in here and there was concern that we didn't break through, that we would see a drop. And we saw it. It happened very fast. It happened that night. So we had on that video I was talking about, we need to see a bounce right now to get back up in the zone and weaken the zone in here. Instead, it flushed it. And of course, look at that strong flush volume climax. And then we started to bounce. Okay, so it came down. Now maybe this is a lower trend line in here. That's going to be the factor. That's going to be the main thing to be watching. So I'd be watching how we close in relation to this line. And right now, for short term, bulls need to get up over the golden pocket. We could chop around in here for a few days, maybe even a week, until we get a nice strong move out of here, because this should be hard to break after a climax and all this bounce and all this volume in here. But likely chop around bulls need to get up over here, then get back up into that zone, and you'd say, hey, thank you, that was a nice gift. But I believe there's still going to be risk. There's still going to be risk because it's taking a lot of work and a lot of buyers to come in and push it back up. There's risk in Ethereum. I'd be a little bit cautious. BTC, same thing. A long time ago, I was talking about potentially dropping back down into that 51 level. Well, we dropped all the way almost to the 40 level. 48 is where we're trading at right now. This is that key line, in my opinion, in BTC that you want to hold. If we fall below 48.56, I believe you're at significant risk of a significant drop, a further significant drop down into the 29 range. Be prepared for that. Must hold, must continue to close over this zone. That's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. A couple of the names that I'm going to be looking at this week because people want to know, like, where's my focus going to be. Obviously, there's going to be so much opportunity in growth stocks once the bounce gets going. That's fine, whatever. But I'll just like ride one. Whether it's a Zoom, a Roku, a Beyond, a PayPal, apps, whatever it is, right? You'll see once the market gets going. But I'm going to continue to look at where the strength in the market is. Where are the safe haven type names? I'm going to be watching Apple. Apple's going to be my main focus. If we look at what Apple's doing in here, it is extremely healthy. Now, it's extremely healthy until it's not. If we lose our support in here, we lose to the GP, you can look at this and say, hey, now it's a good short opportunity because there's been a lot of great short opportunities and Apple hasn't done much. Potentially. Tesla, I'm going to be watching in here. We got this GP zone. If we flush this GP zone, I'm going to be looking at a gap fill. Gap fill, I'm going to be looking to be a buyer, and I'm going to say that's an ABC correction. And then potentially look for some more upside, but potential that we just do a triangle in here. And one thing that I do like is this volume is still tapering off and it's not giving me too much of a red flag in terms of the volume. So we do have a correction. We still have our support in here. If that support is lost, you could even think short, quick term, puts into the gap fill, opportunity, and then potential to go bull. And that's it. Those are the only ones I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to, as I say that, I'm just going to quickly touch on Lucid in here. Obviously, we have our top. Couldn't break that. That's your red flag. If you look at names that have opportunity for a little bit more downside, that maybe you haven't caught any bear trade and you want to catch a bear trade, you could be looking at this if we lose our support in here. Okay, we lose that 43 support. That is risk. 43 as a bull, that's a zone I would want to hold. Again, be open to look at the other direction. All you got to do is flip the chart upside down. There's so many names. All of these names, you could look at flipping them upside down as well. Now, some of them are absolutely due for a bounce. But if you looked at coin in here and you said, listen, I want to go bearish, right? Maybe there was an opportunity to go bearish in here. Look at the breakout over here, over that resistance, right? Look at that. Boom. Nice breakout to the GP, all of that. Now, of course, if you are bull and remaining bull, you're looking for where this dip's going to be bought. We dropped all the way down to here, log chart, we're still in the platinum zone. We did get that gap fill. It feels like it's never going to fill the gap when it's so extended and it has a huge run, and you just believe it's going to get up to a new all-time high right away. But there's always a trick. There's always a lengthy period of consolidation after a huge run, and that's what we're going through right now. So listen, all tie if you want to flip those charts upside down and start looking for some other opportunities. What I'm doing personally, mainly protecting in cash, coming in every day, and I'm looking for those algos to tell me every morning, what are we doing? If they flush it down early and then I see a huge recovery and all the algos turning on together, I believe that here we go, big bounce day is on and there's opportunity to make money. Not patio season, not swing season, not chips to the center table, but opportunity to make money, and that's all we're trying to do, is make some money in the market. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Peace out, everybody.